Happy Monday, guys. It's your boy Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So listen up. It's about, 10 a.m. on the East Coast. And by the way, cheers, guys. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I have the coffee on deck. How could I not have the coffee on deck on this beautiful Monday morning? So check it out. It's about 10 a.m. right now, East Coast time. And we have every index moving up as the VIX is down 15%. And am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised. We covered this in my video yesterday. We covered how stocks were probably going to go up today, and who knows how long this is going to last, but we predicted this because we got news of the tariff exemptions, right? Helping chip companies, helping companies like Apple, and Apple's up right now, by the way, about 5% on the day. We'll cover that later in this video. A bunch of stocks are moving, guys. Big tech is crushing it right now. So we have to cover the indexes, break down the charts, what I'm looking to do here this Monday morning. So let's dive into it. So S&P 500, the S&P 500 is up 1.8% right now. We have QQQ, which tracks the NASDAQ 100. This is up 1.9%, and the Russell is up just over 1% as the Dow Jones is back over 40K. I think it got over 40K on Friday, but now we're extending the gains from Friday, and the Dow's up 1.2%. Not a bad way to kick off this week, guys. I can't complain. So we're noticing here QQQ hit 465 this morning at open roughly. Then we saw a bit of a sell-off, and this goes to show the strength in the bulls in the short term. Notice we got the sell-off in the first 20 minutes of trading, 15, 20 minutes, and now we're starting to rally again. It's not like we sold off this morning and it just collapsed and it went red. No. We got a little sell-off, and then bulls came in, bought the dip, and now we're starting to run again, which is good. You're noticing that on QQQ, and you're noticing the same thing here on SPY. And another thing you're going to notice now is we're testing the highs from last week, from last Wednesday, which is the day we got the 90-day tariff pause. And that day was an unbelievable day for the stock market. A bunch of stocks went up. The indexes went up like 8 to 12% across the board. It was nuts. And now we're testing that point pretty much in real time. And we kind of have an ascending triangle here on SPY on the 5-day, 5-minute. You're noticing that, which, by the way, that's a bullish pattern. And we see the same thing on QQQ. We have higher lows being made into this resistance at about 465, 470, which again is where we're wrestling right now, and that was the high from Wednesday on QQQ. This spot in the short term needs to break for the bull. So you're noticing the ascending triangle, that's bullish. And on the 20-day 1-hour chart, the cup and handle that we talked about last week, last video as well, that is still intact. You guys are noticing the cup, the handle, which for this to break out or play out, we're going to need to take out 465, 470, that general range. And on SPY, we're noticing same thing, right? Cup and handle looking nice, but it's not fully playing out here. So we're going to have to take out some key resistance points this week, guys, whether it's today or at some point later this week for this breakout, quote unquote, to be in full effect. So I'm going to set some alerts here. I'll put an alert at 5:45 right now on SPY. We'll see where it goes from there. And on QQQ, I'm going to set my alert at about, let's see here, maybe 468. 468 being the high roughly from Wednesday, this past Wednesday. So we'll do that. 468. Mark is at or above. And yeah, it's a waiting game, guys. It's a waiting game. Even though we're up today, We were up on, Friday. We had a big day on Wednesday. We're not really breaking out. I mean, look, on the 4-hour chart, we're still technically in a downtrend, still technically under the 180 moving average on QQQ and on SPY. So keep that in mind. Don't get too excited yet. Don't be like, oh, it's over now because we got some exemptions, right? Not necessarily how it's going to work out here, and it's not necessarily over. The trade war is still in effect here. China and the U.S., yes, we got some exemptions. Is Trump bending the knee? Is he not? Who knows? Either way, there's still uncertainty, and there's still a battle between the U.S. and China at the end of the day. It's not like this is over. There's no deal yet. So yeah, be careful out there is all I'm saying, as the charts are not pointing to a breakout quite yet. So with that being said, let me show you all some stocks today that are moving. And by the way, hit that like button on this video. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and follow along for more content. That always helps me out in the algorithms. I appreciate you guys as always. So Apple is moving as expected, right? With the exemptions we got. Apple is moving, and you guys probably saw my video yesterday. We talked about how under Trump's tariff plans, an iPhone would be $3,500. Think about that, upwards of $3,500. And now, for example, they're what, $1,000, $1,200, depending on what you get. Maybe less than $1,000 if you get the older model. But we're talking new iPhones, right? $3,500 freaking dollars, guys. Would you buy an iPhone for $3,500? I feel like a lot of people would have no choice, right? Or maybe they just go with another brand. Who knows? Another company. But it's nuts. Let's just say that $3,500 iPhone under the plans, which is insane. And now with those exemptions we got on Friday, Saturday, this stock is moving 3.6% in the green, and earlier it was up like 5%, so we are selling off a little bit intraday here. You guys can see we opened up at about 212, now we're at 205, but we're still up 3.6%. And keep in mind, we're not breaking out on Apple. Pretty much, guys, no stocks right now are fully breaking out on the charts. We could be moving up, we could be looking good, but in the short term, but if you pull the layers back, you realize, wait a second, Apple's not breaking out. It's still under this 180 moving average, but it's still worth watching heavily because, again, with the tariffs going on, Apple being right in the crosshairs there, earnings are coming up for Apple at the end of this month, I believe. Actually, no, on the first day of May. So in about 3 weeks, 3 weeks, we're getting Apple's earnings. You got to watch it, guys. And I guess a stock that is breaking out today is Palantir, which I'll cover more in another video. They got a big deal going on right now with NATO. We got some news there, and there's just been a lot of news around Palantir. We'll cover that in my next video today. Make sure to subscribe, follow along for that. But yeah, Palantir is starting to break out of the wedge here. We're above the moving averages. Looks like we're testing now the highs from the end of March. If this breaks, we could be going higher in the short term, maybe $100 plus on PLTR. So I like the way that's looking right now. Stocks like Intel are bouncing back over $20 per share after being in the teens. And Intel, although it's not breaking out by any means, the fact that we are holding $17 is a good sign, considering that was support for months. It looks like it still is now. If I draw this channel out, you can see pretty clearly we held 17, 18 bucks. Now we're bouncing over 20 bucks, heading into earnings in about a week. It looks like earnings, are in 10 days. So the 24th of April, we're getting earnings. So I like Intel here, potentially as a trade, especially if we get this breakout above, let's say, $21, $22 per share. So I'm going to set my alert right there on Intel right now at $22 per share. Mark is at or above. And let's see what else. Well, we have some Chinese stocks moving. JD is one of them. We covered that recently. Alibaba is moving as well, 6%. So JD 7%, Alibaba 6%, not too bad. But you probably know me. I'm not the biggest fan of Chinese stocks. I've gotten burned in the past with Alibaba in particular. So I'm probably not going to mess with these. But, man, they are looking kind of juicy here after this big dump off. Now we're starting to reverse on these some of these names. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe as a trade, I'll take part in these. But for now, as a long-term investment, I'm not touching Chinese stocks with a 10-foot pole. And CrowdStrike, which I am in, this stock I do own, this one is moving today, 2.8%. in the green. It looks like we're seeing a bit of a double bottom breakout kind of playing out here. You guys are noticing we held 305 back in the beginning of March. We held it again just a couple days ago, and now we're really starting to take off on CrowdStrike. We're breaking back over the moving averages here on the 4-hour chart, and now we're testing 390, which is where we're at now, no joke, and that is where we got rejected at the end of March. This is a big spot for CrowdStrike. If it's able to break out of here on the charts, guys, 400 plus easily is where it could be going. Not guaranteed, of course. We don't know for sure what's going to happen, but the way I'm seeing it, if we break out of 390 into the 400s, it might be clear blue skies from there for CrowdStrike. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I don't want to go too long on this video, so we'll wrap it up here. Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments, run the likes up. Don't forget to subscribe and join the free email stock newsletter. I send it out every week. It's free. My top stocks are included in there every single week. That is linked down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.